It has been a devastating week for this community, which for the past 3 days we've seen angry community members demanding closure of our local spaza shops which belong to illegal undocumented foreign nationals. Well, you remember that this is not the first incident. 2 children passed away last year from the food that they consumed, that they bought from the local spaza shop. And the community say they are tired, they want the government to intervene, and they say that this is robbing their communities of future leaders. Right now, I'm going to bring in Ubabu Nyandu to tell us more about this. Thank you so much for your time, Babu Nyandu. Can you please tell us how would you like the government to intervene? Because Premier Panyaza Lusufi mentioned that he would like to hear from the people who live here. How would you like the government to intervene?
Thank you very much. Our understanding is that the role of government is that it makes laws. It makes rules, it makes bylaws. So it becomes important that when laws and rules and regulations and bylaws are made, therefore they must be upheld, they must be promoted. People must be employed, hired, so that they are able to monitor whether the bylaws are being adhered to. So government needs to do that. They make laws. After making laws, they must implement those laws, whether it's policies or bylaws. That's one way of doing it. And then the other way of doing it, government can also come up with campaigns whereby communities are taught about the dangers of any other situation that may affect them adversely. So that is how government should do its job in terms of protecting. Remember that one fundamental role of any government is to protect its citizens. So these methods that I've mentioned are meant at promoting and protecting the citizens of the country.
And Baba, there's been a looting incident here. The community members were looting from the spaza shops that they say that it sells expired food. What's your take on that?
It's unfortunate that some of the good programs and projects they get spoiled by what we call unintended consequences. There is always goodwill on what people are doing, on what leaders of the society are doing, but there would always be unseen and unintended consequences which tend to damper down, the progress that has been made. I think we need to be real and say looting is a criminal act on its own and must never be promoted. It is condemned in all its facets. So what we are saying is that the good intentions are for the leaders of the community to deal with the problem in a professional manner and an acceptable manner. But those unintended consequences, then it brings in opportunists. And then the opportunists will explore that and spoil the broth.
And Baba, the National Consumer Commission mentioned that they took samples from the particular spaza shop, and they said that they are testing the samples. So do you think this is going to help the community members and the family to find closure?
Well, it's not necessarily going to do that, but it becomes important for future ways of dealing with similar situations. It's important that a government finds out what exactly happened so that they are able to prevent it in future. But for the families, remember, they've lost. It's a huge loss to lose a child, to lose 5 children in one school, to lose a life. So what will happen to the families? They will get closure that the community has supported them. We are all here to support the families, to pay our tribute and our heartfelt condolences to the families. So closure will come along those lines. The families will be able to say, we had a mishap as a family. However, Banabaruna, they were sent off in a manner that is befitting of how they passed on. But the commission is correct in saying, let us do a research to find out where exactly the problem is. Is it the manufacturer, or it's the shopkeeper, or it happens somewhere? If we don't do this research, we may not find a way or ways of dealing with this particular situation or similar in future.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Baba.
Thank you.
Well, that was Obabu Unyandu telling us more that the government needs to intervene. While many people came in numbers to support the 5 families. But for now, back to you in studio.